When we hear the name Achilles, we don't think of doubt. We think of perfection. A warrior faster than any man, stronger than any soldier, untouchable in battle. A hero who stood at the center of one of the most famous conflicts in human history, the Trojan War. According to legend, Achilles was no ordinary man. He was the son of a mortal king and a goddess. His mother, Thetis, tried to make him immortal by dipping him into the river Styx, but she held him by his heel. One small part of his body remained vulnerable, and that weakness would become his destiny. Achilles would go on to become the greatest warrior of the Greek army. He would face kings, armies, and champions, including the Trojan prince Hector. He would avenge the death of his closest companion, Patroclus. And yet, despite all his strength, he could not escape fate. He would die not in glory, but from a single fatal wound. An arrow, a heel, a legend. But how much of this story is true? Was Achilles a real warrior whose story grew into myth? Or was he always a symbol, created to embody the idea of the perfect hero? To understand Achilles, we must travel back to the late Bronze Age, around the 12th or 13th century BCE, a time when the Greek world was not yet unified. Instead, it was a network of powerful kingdoms, Mycenae, Sparta, Pylos, each ruled by warrior kings. These were not peaceful societies. They were built on warfare, honor, and reputation. Warriors fought not just for survival, but for glory. Their names, if remembered, would live forever. And at the center of this world lies the city of Troy, a wealthy, strategic city located near the Dardanelles. Control of this region meant control of trade between the Aegean and the Black Sea. For centuries, the story of the Trojan War was dismissed as pure myth, a tale of gods interfering in human affairs, a poetic invention. But then, in the 19th century, archaeologists uncovered something remarkable: the ruins of a real ancient city at Troy. Layers of destruction, evidence of war, fire, collapse. This changed everything. The Trojan War, or something very much like it, may have actually happened, which raises a powerful question. If the war was real, could Achilles have been real too? The story of Achilles comes primarily from one source, the epic poem known as Iliad, traditionally attributed to Homer. But like Beowulf, the Iliad was written centuries after the events it describes. It was part of an oral tradition, stories passed down from generation to generation. And like all oral traditions, they evolve. Details change. Heroes become larger than life. But not everything is invented. The Iliad contains detailed descriptions of armor, weapons, battle tactics, political structures, many of which match what we know about the Mycenaean world. It also references real places, real geography, real cultures, which suggests something important. The story is not pure fantasy. It is rooted in memory. So what about Achilles? Unlike some other figures, Achilles does not appear in independent historical records. There is no inscription that says, "This man existed." But that does not mean he wasn't real. It means his story may have been absorbed into legend. There is another possibility. Achilles may represent a type of warrior, an ideal, the ultimate fighter, the embodiment of strength, speed, and honor, a symbolic figure built from many real warriors, condensed into one perfect hero. Let us remove the divine elements. No gods, no invulnerability, no river Styx. What remains? A warrior of exceptional skill. If Achilles existed, he was likely a Mycenaean noble warrior, born into power, trained from childhood, experienced in battle. He would have fought with a bronze sword or spear, a large shield, heavy armor. Battle was brutal, close, personal. Victory depended not only on strength, but on discipline and strategy. His connection to Patroclus may reflect real bonds between elite warriors, brotherhood forged in battle, trust that meant survival. The story of Patroclus' death and Achilles' rage may be one of the most human elements in the entire myth. Grief, loss, revenge. And then there is his death, the famous heel. This detail is likely symbolic. No warrior is truly invincible. Even the greatest have a weakness. Achilles' death reminds us of something fundamental. Fate cannot be avoided, even by the strongest. So how did Achilles become immortal in memory? The answer is simple: storytelling. The ancient Greeks valued something called kleos, glory that lives on after death. To die in battle, remembered forever, was considered the highest honor. Achilles represents this idea perfectly. He chooses a short life filled with glory over a long life forgotten, and that choice defines him. His story influenced countless heroes that came after him, from Hercules to modern storytelling itself. But what makes Achilles truly enduring is not his strength. It is his humanity, his anger, his pride, his grief, his inevitability. Because in the end, Achilles is not just a warrior, he is a reminder that no matter how powerful we become, we all have a weakness, and we all face the same fate. This is Achilles, not just a myth, but a reflection of the human condition, revived. Want to see more historical legends reborn with modern AI? Subscribe and join us as we bring the past back to life. Who should we revive next? Let us know in the comments.